far. They were able to take down Falcons the other day, and now G2 might be next on the chopping block.
Well, I don't think Green.
Now they're finally
I don't
being able
think
to tap
Blue's
into that
gonna
potential.
win.
I feel like Nasser,
But
this
Red's
is the
gonna win.
beginning for
I don't
them.
think Red's
I
very
mean,
good.
they just took a map off.
And I just got enough
but,
emeralds that I
before
can
we
just
see if they
like
can close
auto
out
kill.
the whole series, we're gonna be taking a short break before we're back with our analyst desk. So stay tuned.
Let's see if I can get like sharp or anything. They're not watching me. No one's been getting emeralds, so I'm thinking that I will be fine. There's diamonds here. Please be like a good number. 7? Okay, I can wait for one more. Oh, they're gonna push me, aren't they? That would be very cringe. Oh wait, there's a guy there. It's definitely dead. I don't have golems or anything. Got nothing to help me fight them. I just gotta hope I can like revisit.
I know a place that will break you into 1,000 pieces.
What the frick is
Stay
Fred
away from
doing?
them.
What? What is this?
Picasso, don't ask about Lola. I, Caballo Grande. I, the Lord of Nieve. But in spite of everything, it occurs to you to visit Andalusia. Don't say I didn't warn you. Be careful of the Andalusian crush.
We chill?
Red Bull gives you wings.
Actually, I might need to double pot to get this team. It's like all of them are at base. Can Red like do something that isn't like useless, please? I would like to not get formally like destroyed. Okay, look, Red's going. Red's going. They're doing something. Does Red have prod? Red does have prod. Everyone has prod. What am I watching? What am I watching? What? Yo. Did I just get 2? That's actually really funny. There's no building to mid here, guys. There's no, why? I'm much more worried about getting on because of like fraud. This is like the worst Minecraft I've ever seen in my life. I'm gonna get fireballed off by Odd over his armor, so I'm gonna try and do this across, I think. Okay, they're bridging. Should I be worried about fighting? Probably. Okay, that guy's going back, so I think I should be able to do this. Let's just do this one. He's not botting? Oh, he might be botting. Oh, he did bot. I can't let him pot because then they'll actually take out the red team. I don't believe in the red team to win that fight. Okay. So now if I go back, I can get another invis pot, which might actually be what I need to win this. Like, what is he doing? Actually, that's huge. That helps me so much. I probably should have actually bought a. Actually, that's perfect. Except red just sucks. Except red just sucks. Let's just go 120. Going in chat.
Welcome back to Game Changers, where there's been a bit of a shock to the system because we were talking about G2 being on a.
Yo, what is the fireball damage on that?
Something shocking.
It does so much. How did it do so much? It's because I don't have prot. Oh my god, are you kidding me?
Now,
I just got melted by the fireball.
9-3 first half.
I should have just lost.
I
should have just left.
So
I'm an
why
idiot. I
couldn't
got greedy.
G2 catch up this time around?
Yeah, the first thing I've learned about win streaks is that you never talk about win streaks because evidently then they come to an end. But yeah, no, I think honestly NASA was.
Oh, that was so doable. I got what I needed. I just need to leave. I need to shove my ego.
Like, be it these aggressive pushes into sight.
Because I think I could have been able to take them out later.
Get up close, try and fight versus
But
them,
like,
putting paranoia
that's
through,
so
try and slow
unfortunate
them down.
too.
And
Because like even without
ultimates
ego, I
very
see a reason to
effectively,
take
like having
a
the thrash
1v1
and
there.
push Vanya out of
But
position,
I shouldn't
just
have.
basically taking an awful lot of control
This
of the
game is
site.
gonna be harder,
And
I
then you
think.
get into those
Especially
post
since I'm
fights.
in
I know
a.
something Anami wanted to talk about, but just having that double sentinel, once you get there, it's really difficult to break back in.
Yeah, G2 were trying so hard to stop them from planting sometimes, but just because on attack you have the number advantage because you're.
Oh wait, my teammate's actually good. All right. So if we aren't against sweats, this can be
the
good.
advantage of having the cipher and the deadlock at this like with your
Is he
team,
bridging
it
to
just
mid?
makes
What are
the
we doing?
post plant so easy and makes it so hard and so obnoxious for your team to even like walk up to sites and try to even defuse. I think we didn't even see, or we barely saw any attempts to defuse because it was
like-
just so hard. You had to kill them before they plant.
Green looks the sweatiest, so I'm just gonna.
Now, if you've not noticed, I've been very quiet, and it's for some reason I cannot hear Tom
Yeah, I
and
don't
Nami.
hear Practice,
Massive
I'm guessing
apologies.
that's why there's awkward silence. I don't know.
Tom sabotaged me. Tom, talk us through what happened if you can hear me when we look at the breakdown.
Oh, okay. Yeah, obviously that was
Nice teammate. Good job. Good job.
Obviously ended so quickly. Incredibly dominant in the end, and I think that again it just came down to not making mistakes because ultimately they had the same attack that they did last time around, but they allowed G2 back into the game, and I think we saw such sort of stellar stuff. Individually across the board. Again, I have to highlight Nami, but I think it was that double sentinel.
Yeah, I think I just need to literally
when we were
with my teammate I can pop off.
Stage and Nami that this
and now I have
the
invis.
first time ever that not only is Amy not the second best sentinel in the server, but she's not even in the top 2. She's the 3rd best sentinel in this game. Well, I guess technically she's the Brimmy this time, but normally matches up versus those sentinels quite well.
Yeah, the Safia and Luxia have been so phenomenal this map, and I've seen like a part of I don't know if you remember in the interview, but Luxie mentioned how she plays the deadlock as a senti but also as an initiator, and we've seen that so many times when she tries to go into the side where she just throws her grab net and trying to catch someone off guard or just to make sure that she has the upper hand and she's able to like just take the shot. And we also seen the confidence that they're coming into this map. They weren't afraid of taking any shots, and yeah, you mentioned the sentinels, and honestly, like this game, these were the best Sentinels on the server.
Yeah, no, honestly, they were fantastic. I think we spoke about the post plant, but even just that some of the lurks that Safia was able to get away with these sort of late pushes. They'd even at times go for these ASAT executions where.
Oh wait, he's got pots. Wait, my teammates. Oh wait, no, he doesn't have
for
pots.
these rotations back to the other side, and then basically have themselves this secondary lurk in the sort of one round midway through the half, where Safia is able to just get behind the entirety of the squad and do so much damage.
Hey, friend!
Yeah, a massive performance from her, but it was sort of across the board where we just saw impressive individual plays.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's all the confidence and
It's just yellow now.
their shots just hit, and honestly, we've seen them playing so well as a team as well, and they also had a good read on what
We're just cleaning.
G2 wanted to do every single time, because even when G2 wanted to push them on defense, they knew exactly where to find these picks and how to make their post plans always so perfect and always outnumber, make sure they're outnumbering G2, and yeah, they just deserved this win.
Well, guys, I can hear you again. I've returned to the broadcast. Apologies. Now that we have seen that NASA can pull things out of the bag and just...
Oh wait, he fireball jumped him! We're just better! We're just better! It does not matter! It does not matter!
They're hardly a team that's going to be put off by losing a match.
7 finals, 3 beds, 2v3v3v3.
About this series as theirs to take because
not even a, I don't even think I died that game.
Top that everybody has to try and beat. The only thing I will say is the sort of value of a
I think that's a clip. I think that's a clip.
Something that has not really happened throughout the entirety of this stage is that this squad has tasted defeat and had to come back from it. And especially not on a map that they've looked decently confident on and beaten NASA before, to get smashed like that, it's not going to feel good. Pair that in with the fact that you talk about this map in general for NASA, they beat KC, they beat Giant XGC as well, so it's not a bad map for them either. They're going to have to come across that deadlock once again and go pound for pound in a deadlock battle, so I don't know, like, I'm still going to favor G2. This is a map.
Was my teammate about to... Does he not know how to crouch, or is he about to put all this up?
I've already been shocked once today, so why not double it up?
And also this time we'll be having 4 Sentinels, so it will be like a deadly fight between both teams. Yeah, historically G2 had a better like scores, at least on this map, but NASA have faced stronger opponents, so for both teams they have a lot to look at, they have a lot to learn from and like to expect from the other team, but also like it still favors slightly G2. So
I've realised we missed a trick here. We should have requested before this series started a deadlock, or not a deadlock, sorry, a Sentinels graphic, so we could just rank the 4 Sentinels at the end of this map. I mean, Luxie, she is the signature deadlock of EMEA, but how are you expecting the deadlock matchup to go down? Do you think D2 are going to be using that deadlock differently?
I would say that statistically, I still expect Luke to put up more numbers, because I do feel like Mimi, for the most part, plays a slightly more supportive role with the setup, whereas Luxie is genuinely trying to catch you with a net and then fight you with it. So I think that it is going to be a slight disparity, but I do also think both teams have fairly similar ideas in what they're running. It's a very similar comp, other than a slight change in terms of, I believe, having a difference in the initiator. So I think the Fade and the KO, and I will say I'd slightly favor Fade on this map.
He doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't know.
Many different
what is he doing? He's gone. He's got no idea.
With this deadlock,
he's AFK.
Outside of the box, where other teams
I just
sort of put themselves into these more standardized ideas. So yeah, I think they've got a good chance here.
So Inami, what does KO offer NASA that Fade doesn't?
The ult will be like a little tricky when it comes to like going to
give me my finals,
like just executing so fast. But also it shows that NASA prefers to play like on those like close fights, and they've been successfully doing that in the last map. So I wouldn't expect them to change.
No,
if something works, we'll keep to it.
My finals.
Stick to it. But on the other side, I think that the Fade is also so good for Petra, because they'll be able to get the info so early on.
What have my teammate been doing? Like, because we haven't gotten any diamonds. We haven't gotten any diamonds.
So Tom, we're looking at a faster paced G2.
What? How did I miss that?
Compared to Bind.
To be honest, they were fairly aggressive even when it came to their defensive side of bind, so I don't necessarily know if it will be faster.
Do I just have no team?
Sort of
Wait,
almost just
where's everybody?
The same idea that we spoke about.
And
with
okay, he's just gonna lose that fight.
I think one of the things that's quite exciting with the KO, firstly, it's unorthodox on this map. It's not really played by a lot of teams. But it's also useful.
And even need to look
like when you're running a double sentinel, one sentinel revolves around like Amy having all of that.
So does this guy have emeralds?
All the time. If that gets taken away, you have a free site to enter. And then Mimi's utility at times will be very reactive. So if you can throw down the barrier mesh, the wall, or if you can try and time the net correctly, well, both those pieces of utility are gone if you get caught by the knife. So I think Toka's actually going to play a really big part of this game. If she can hit either of those sentinels or remove Petra as that solo initiator, there's a lot of awkward scenarios that can come up for G2 just based off of KO alone.
Yeah, also the fact that they're starting
what did my teammate go to mid for?
They're also starting attack.
Cosmetics?
Slightly favors their comp as well, but also they had more reps and they had better win rates on the attack. So this map can be a little.
Okay, so we got one of the emeralds.
So now we did think that Bind would be favoured towards G2. We were predicting that this was going to be a 2-0 at the start of the day. So are we actually finally going to see our first 2-1 of the playoffs, Inami?
Maybe. Like earlier we said we wouldn't see Sunset, so Tom, do you think we want to see a decider?
Sure, we'll see it. Let's go.
Let's go, and let's head back to Ash Zach to kick off Lotus.
Thank you very much, everyone. You heard it from them. You know, we might see Sunset, we might not, but, you know, I would like to see it personally. It's still me, Zach, joined by the wonderful Ash here as we head into map number 2. This time, G2 goes into pick, and we've got a mirror Cypher lock comp. I think the only difference here between these two is the initiator. So, you know, going into the Lotus, Ash, what are your thoughts so far?
My thoughts so far for Lotus, I think it's going to be a true test here, right? Because when you have that possibility of heading into when you are heading into this with nearly a mirror composition, but aside from the Fade and the KO, it is a really big test to see like what different ideas both teams are bringing to the table, and it tells you.
Alright,
I
so
think
it's a
it's a
1v3v3.
closer measure of who is.
If you have a fireball in this, I just lose.
Because I don't know if that necessarily makes sense, but because the comps are so similar, you can't really like bring it down to oh, is the differential and the agents that are being used or anything like that. It's a bigger mirror test, if you will. But yeah, starting things off here for G2. Already trying to deny a little bit of the pressure that one wave puts over towards Mound. And looks to slowly actually contact back up towards this A side where Mimi's already taken out the Cypher camera, revealed a bit of her lurk positioning. Let's see what information they can draw out from the side of Nasser.
I think only Safiya really spotted there with their camera being positioned, so I don't know how much information they have on this utility. It might just be a play towards B instead, where, I mean, you don't have any of the defenders here that said that Mimi able to get the first kill. Unfortunately, doesn't check the corner, and instead it's just going to be a 1-for-1 trade, which, I mean, G2 are happy with. They made a lot of noise, they got a lot of distractions running on the other side of the map, and off the back of that, able to capitalize and take B instead. And look at this, they've already taken Heaven control.
Yeah, the Heaven lane denied is massive, especially to set up some sort of crossfire with B main. And I don't think Nasser are going to expect there to be 3 players showing the opportunity for a potential late wrap from Petra over towards door.
There is, but here comes the pain shells to deny the defuse here. They're aware of it. The paranoia bought them time, but still, the gunfights, they have to go their way. And Vanya, 27 HP, still holding strong. The clock is still ticking. Oh my god, Amy, you can't let that one go. And Petra, you talked about the wraparound here. A 1v2 now as she gets that first one. The problem is there's not much time on the clock. The Hawk is going to recharge as well. Nami needs to get half here. It's not going to happen, though. And Petra wins out the clutch here for G2. Red Bull clutch. Well, to get them the pistol, and I mean G2 and pistols, it's a bit rough sometimes, but this is what they needed to get. It's gonna start them off well on the map.
Yeah, starting off on the right foot here with that Red Bull clutch for G2, and I think we initially saw Petra actually walking away from the wrap because that deadlock wall that Mimi had thrown was still up, but thankfully she goes back forward because that's what saves the round in this 1v2 for them. Even though we did see that Marty was aware of it regardless. Now quite a strong anti-eco to actually come into
Back to back!